Hello everyone, and welcome or welcome back to Gander Gardening with Dawn. Today is July the 17th, and this video is going to be about this flower border that's by the side of our house. And we have lived here. We built this house in 1999, and this climbing hydrangea has been here for over 20 years. However, other than one plant at the base of it here, there wasn't anything on this side of our house. And you may have somewhere in your garden that is similar. This is an area that gets morning sun. It gets shade in the afternoon, starting about between 1 and 2 o'clock. And it's protected by the side of our house from the prevailing winds because it's east facing. And it turns out that anything that I plant here will grow. I didn't put a flower garden here for years and years, over 20 years. I gardened here and had flower beds in the front and flower beds in the back. But I didn't have anything here because I can't see it from indoors very well. Just this one window, I can look out over it a little bit, and that's in our dining room area, so it's not a room that I'm in a lot. And it is not visible from the street. I can't see it well from any deck that I sit on, but it has the best conditions, protected from the worst of the winds, morning sun, and it seems like anything will grow with morning sun. Look at this peony. This one is starting to open. So this is a plant that likes full sun. It's doing great here. Right next door to that, feverfew, which of course likes a lot of sun. Foxgloves, which prefer shade, or at least some shade. More foxgloves. Himalayan blue poppies that like to have shelter in the winter, kind of a dry area, and this area provides that. So it's quite an interesting place, and I'm going to share with you some of the things that are doing really, really well in this area. And maybe you have somewhere on your property that is being underutilized and could be a great place to have a flower border. And maybe this will give you some inspiration. I'd love to hear if you have somewhere where plants grow really well in your garden, but it's a little out of the way, like this spot is. Maybe you should use it. So if that's something you're interested in, please stay around and watch. Here we have some Barlow Mix Columbine that's going over, but right next to that, here is a grouping of 3 of the Dalmatian Peach that were started this year, and some are now really starting to open and look lovely. And behind there, here is a Southern Charm Verbascum, and there are several here. There's another stem that's not in bloom, and please excuse the blustery day that it is today, but I wanted to do a little bit of video from this side bed before the blue poppies disappear, because in this blustery weather, I'm expecting that and you can see what I mean, that they're not going to last a whole lot longer. But this is one of my favorite times, when the blue poppies are blooming at the same time as the foxgloves. Here are another 3 of the Dalmatian Peach, and I have about 14 or 15 planted in small groups along this side bed. And here are also some snapdragons. These are Chantilly light salmon, and they range from a salmony color, and you can see the salmony color again on the top, to a deeper golden color as they open. And aren't they lovely? And then here are some of the fertile blue Meconopsis, Himalayan poppies. And here are more foxgloves, a little too close to focus. There you go. This white one is almost pure white, and it's known as snow thimble. And this is a definite biennial that will not bloom in the first year, but just look how tall it gets in its second year. And there's a lovely grouping of them here. More of the fertile blue, more of the Chantilly light salmon snapdragons, more feverfew. This feverfew is not quite open, but it soon will be. It's really late this year. Here are a couple of self-seeded. This is just the regular pink foxglove. It may be a regular foxglove, but still absolutely beautiful. And fortunately, it's planted itself right next door to a pink peony. So it will blend very, very well when it opens. And I can't recall the name, but it's Dr. Somebody, and I'll try to add it to the video so that you will be able to see. And you can see the ubiquitous ant that is on the large bud, which that's what happens. Here's another, and if you look here, you can see another ant, and they love to eat the nectar. They don't hurt the plants. They just like the nectar that is coming from the blooms, and they'll actually protect your blooms from other predators. So they're actually a good thing. And once the blooms have gone over, the ants will go away all on their own. And this is probably right here the most advanced section of the Dalmatian peach. Aren't they something? Just look at that. These are by far my favorite foxglove. Just look at these glorious soft shades. And more feverfew, more of the snapdragon tucked in here and there. And right here, this little grouping of Dalmatian peach came back from last year. This is the first time because the Dalmatian peach are hardy to zone 5. And we're in zone 5A, and oftentimes they do not come back. It's just a little too harsh here in the winter. But I think because of the deep, deep snow that we had last year, this time they did come back. So this grouping, I think there's 4 blooming stems here. That's pretty great. I'm very happy, but they're not as tall as this is another couple of those that I planted this year. And here we have some of the King of Hearts, Dicentra. And here's another grouping of feverfew that's more open here because in this little corner, it's quite sheltered. And that's right at the base of the very, very, very large climbing hydrangea. And on the opposite side of the hydrangea, we have a clematis that's climbing up right here. And I'm stretching up as far as I can right now, and very high here. This is about 8 feet high in the sky and very blustery. You can see how lovely this particular clematis, and I'll add the name to the screen because I can't remember, how wonderful it blends in with the climbing hydrangea. And I don't know if I can get any of the sky. There we go. There's some of the sky. It's a very blustery day. Possibility of showers, but we haven't had any yet.